Every 4 years, the world stops. Rivalries are born, legends are made, hearts are broken, and in 2026, it's happening on the biggest scale football has ever seen. 48 nations, 3 countries, 16 cities, 104 matches. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is not just a tournament. It is the most ambitious sporting event in human history. And whether you're a lifelong football fanatic or you're just getting into the game, by the end of this video, you will know everything you need to know about this World Cup. Who is hosting it? Who is playing? Which teams can actually win it? And why this edition is unlike anything we have ever seen before. So sit back, because this is going to be one hell of a story. Let's start with the basics. Where is this World Cup happening? For the first time in history, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is being hosted by 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The United States is the biggest host, with 11 venues spread across cities like New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Miami, Seattle, Boston, and Kansas City. Canada is hosting matches in 2 cities, Vancouver and Toronto. And for Mexico, Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. And here's a special fact. The tournament opened at the legendary Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, one of the most historic stadiums in all of football. That is the same ground where Diego Maradona scored the Hand of God, where Pelé played, where World Cup history was written. And now, in 2026, it writes another chapter. In total, 16 stadiums across 3 nations will host 104 matches between June 11th and July 19th, 2026. The final, the most watched sporting event on Earth, will be played at the MetLife Stadium near New York City. This is the stage. Now let's talk about the teams. Now here's where 2026 gets truly historic. For the very first time, this World Cup features 48 teams. Not 32 like we've always known, but 48 nations competing for one trophy. That is 16 more countries than the last World Cup in Qatar. 16 more nations with a chance to make their dream come true. The 48 teams are split into 12 groups, labeled Group A all the way to Group L. Each group has 4 teams, and they all play each other once. Now here's the twist. In past World Cups, the top 2 from each group advanced. In 2026, the top 2 from each group advance, plus the 8 best third-place teams. That means 32 teams make it out of the group stage. And instead of going straight to the round of 16, we now have a round of 32 first. More football, more drama, more upsets, more history. For smaller nations, this is a massive opportunity. Teams that would have gone home after the group stage in Qatar now have a real shot to go further. That's what makes this World Cup truly special. But let's be honest. The big question everyone is asking, who is going to win this thing? All right, this is the part you've been waiting for. Who are the favorites? Who can actually lift that trophy on July 19th? Let me break down the main contenders for you. First, Spain. Spain enter this tournament as the #1 ranked team in the world, and for good reason. They are the reigning European champions. They play some of the most beautiful football on the planet. And they have a superstar who might just be the most exciting young player in the world right now, 18-year-old Lamine Yamal. The Opta supercomputer, which ran 25,000 tournament simulations, picked Spain as the most likely winners, giving them a 16% chance of lifting the trophy. They are the team to beat. Full stop. Next, France. France are right behind them. Kylian Mbappé, one of the greatest players on the planet. A squad absolutely loaded with world-class talent. They lost the 2022 final to Argentina on penalties. They came so close. And you can guarantee, Mbappé and this French team are coming to North America with unfinished business. France and Spain are essentially co-favorites going into this tournament. Now, Argentina, the defending champions. How could we not talk about Argentina? Lionel Messi, the greatest footballer who ever lived. The man who finally won his World Cup in Qatar 2022 in the most dramatic final football has ever seen. Argentina are back to defend their title, and Messi, at 38 years old, is playing in what is almost certainly his last World Cup. This is the final chapter of Messi's story with the national team, and if Argentina win this, it would cement him forever as the undisputed greatest of all time. Argentina have a favorable group draw. They face Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. They are expected to cruise through, but can they go all the way? History says 7 of the last 8 World Cups held in the Americas were won by an American nation. Argentina are on their home continent. Never write them off. Then there's England. England, the eternal nearly men of world football. Their only World Cup win was back in 1966, at home at Wembley. That was 60 years ago, 6 decades of hurt. But under manager Thomas Tuchel, there is real belief this time. England are ranked 4th in the world. They have quality throughout the squad. and many experts believe 2026 could finally be their year. The nation is daring to dream. Brazil, 5-time World Cup winners. The most successful nation in tournament history. But Brazil have struggled in recent years. They haven't won a World Cup since 2002. That is 24 years of waiting. But they've brought in legendary manager Carlo Ancelotti, recalled Neymar, and with Vinicius Jr. firing, Brazil are dangerous. Never count out the Seleção. And then there's Portugal. And one man in particular, Cristiano Ronaldo, 41 years old, playing in what is almost certainly his last World Cup. Messi won his in 2022. Ronaldo has never won one. This is his final chance to match his greatest rival and put the debate to rest. If Ronaldo wins the World Cup in 2026, it would be one of the greatest sporting stories ever told. Portugal are not the favorites, but never underestimate a man playing with everything on the line. Now, the dark horses, the teams that nobody is talking about enough. Morocco. They shocked the entire world in Qatar 2022, reaching the semifinals, the first African nation ever to do so. They have quality, organization, and a fan base that travels in huge numbers. Do not sleep on Morocco. And Norway. Erling Haaland, the most feared striker in world football right now. If Norway's team can hold together, Haaland alone makes them a threat to anyone. This World Cup is wide open, and that is what makes it so beautiful. So when is everything happening? Let me walk you through the key dates. The group stage runs from June 11th to June 27th. 48 teams, 12 groups, every team plays 3 games. At the end, 32 teams advance. The round of 32 runs from June 28th to July 3rd. 32 teams become 16. One bad game, and you're on a plane home. The round of 16 is July 4th to 7th. By this point, only the very best are still standing. The quarterfinals happen July 9th, 10th, and 11th. 4 massive games. This is usually where the tournament truly catches fire. The semifinals are July 14th and 15th, the last 4 teams standing, fighting for a place in the final. And then, the final, July 19th, 2026, MetLife Stadium, New York City. The 2 best teams in the world. 90 minutes to decide the champion. The most watched sporting event on the planet. Who will lift that trophy? We will all find out on July 19th. Before we wrap up, I want to talk about why this World Cup is truly unlike anything we have seen before. First, the scale. 48 teams, 104 matches, 16 cities, 3 countries. This is the biggest World Cup in history. Nothing comes close. Second, the storylines. Messi's last World Cup. Ronaldo's last World Cup. Can Argentina defend? Can England finally end 60 years of hurt? Can Spain's 18-year-old Lamine Yamal become the face of the next generation? These are the stories that grip the entire world, and they are all happening at the same time. Third, the timing. The World Cup is happening right now. Matches are being played. History is being written as you watch this video. And fourth, North America. For millions of fans in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, this is the first World Cup on home soil in their lifetimes. The atmosphere in these cities is going to be electric. This is not just a football tournament. This is a moment in history. So there you have it. Everything you need to know about the 2026 FIFA World Cup. 3 host nations, 48 teams, 104 matches, 1 trophy. Spain, France, Argentina, England, Brazil, and Portugal are the teams to watch. But in a tournament this big, anyone can win it. That is the beauty of football. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you think wins the 2026 World Cup? Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Let's see who gets it right. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we have a lot more World Cup content coming your way. I'll see you in the next one.